Now, the DCI Director, Mohammed Amin, is currently speaking to Kenyans in regards to this issue of the murder of Dr. Mutiso. Let's listen in.
Officers from the local command responded rapidly to both the scene and at the hospital. DCI Kilimani initially handled the matter, and on the same day, the investigations were taken over by the DCI's Homicide Investigations Bureau, supported by forensic experts from the National Police Forensic Laboratory, the Criminal Research and Intelligence Bureau, and other specialized teams from DCI headquarters. 2 spent cartridges were recovered from the scene, and 1 bullet head was later recovered during the post-mortem examination. And all these exhibits were promptly forwarded to the National Police Service Forensic Laboratory for analysis. Immediately upon taking over the case, the multi-agency team commenced intensive intelligence-led and forensic-led inquiries. Rigorous forensic analysis, detailed CCTV examination, and intelligence-led operations rapidly led investigators to 2 key suspects, Daniel Mwangi Njoroge and Kelvin Ngugi Kinuthia. Daniel Mwangi Njoroge has been established as a central organizer of the operation. He was the driver of the Land Cruiser Prado, registration number KDH 600 letter A, which was used to block the Uber driver and in which the victim was traveling immediately before the fatal shooting. Daniel Mwangi coordinated the logistics. He facilitated the movement of the execution team, and he also played a key organizational role in the entire conspiracy. 2 Toyota Prado vehicles were used by the suspects, one to block the road and the other to transport the members of the execution team. Through CCTV surveillance, the vehicles were identified as KDE 400 letter W and KDH 600 letter A. We managed to get hold of the owner of these 2 motor vehicles, who indeed confirmed to us that the 2 vehicles were hired out to Daniel Mwangi Njoroge on 29th of July 2026, and he returned the same on 30th of July 2026. We have also established that the vehicle had a tracking device, which tracking device placed the vehicle directly at the scene of the fatal shooting. Kelvin Ngugi Njoroge, Kelvin Ngugi Kinuthia, has been identified as the rider who ferried the shooter to the scene. We have also arrested him last night and as well recovered the motorbike whose registration number is KMGZ 780 Delta, and we have since impounded this motorcycle, and you will have an opportunity to view them once I'm done with this presser. And you may also wish to know that we have also forensically placed this motorbike rider to the scene of the fatal shooting. Upon interrogation of Daniel Mwangi Njoroge and Kelvin Ngugi Kinuthia, the evidence led our investigators to serving Kenya Police Service officers who apparently and unfortunately played very critical roles in the conspiracy. Inspector Kenneth Kipkemboi-Sang, the officer in charge of Nderi Police Post under Kikuyu Police Station, has been positively identified as the link person between the financiers and the operational team, as well as the source of the murder weapon. And this officer is currently on the run. Through analysis of evidence, thorough analysis of evidence has further established the identity of the officer who pulled the trigger. One PC Elijah Kibelion Kimoi, attached to Karinde Police Post under Kikuyu Police Station. He has equally been arrested, and again, we were able to forensically place him to the scene of the fatal shooting. He is the individual identified as having fatally shot Dr. Mutiso. The involvement of these rogue police officers represents a grave betrayal of the uniform and the public trust, and the Directorate of Criminal Investigations will pursue them with the full force of the law. Last evening, our investigators visited Nderi Police Post, and upon inspection of the armory steel box, a mini Jericho pistol, and again you'll be able to see that pistol, together with a magazine loaded with 12 rounds of 9mm ammunition, was recovered among other station firearms. And the scrutiny of the arms movement register established that the firearm had been earlier issued to Inspector Kenneth Kipkemboi-Sang. Today morning, this firearm was subjected to comprehensive ballistic examination at the National Police Service Forensic Laboratory. And the ballistic report has positively identified this mini Jericho pistol as the murder weapon that was used in the fatal shooting of the late Dr. Victoria Mutiso. The spent cartridges recovered from the scene and the bullet head recovered from the body during the post-mortem examination matched the test-fired specimens from this firearm. Through the interrogation of key witnesses and a detailed analysis of evidence, particulars of which cannot be fully disclosed at this stage due to the principle of sub judice, the matter currently being before court, investigators have established that the elimination of Dr. Victoria Mutiso was driven by a long-standing land dispute in a civil suit filed by one Rose Mbithe Mulwa, who is also an accused in this matter, before the Machakos law courts. Dr. Victoria Mutiso had placed a caveat on land parcel LR number 1504/13, situated within Mulolongo, Athi River Sub-County. And this action was perceived as a direct threat to the interests of certain parties involved in the ownership and control of the property. And this particular matter is also under investigation by my DCI Mulolongo. and Rose Mbide Mulwa, the ex-wife of the deceased husband, is a main suspect in this particular matter. Investigators have further established that Rose Mbide Mulwa and her son, Christopher Mulwa, were the primary organizers and financiers of the conspiracy. The evidence gathered points to their central role in conceptualizing, in directing, and facilitating the operation that culminated in the unfortunate shooting of Dr. Mutiso. You will recall that on 31st July 2026, the DCI, through the Office of the DPP, filed a notice of motion before the Chief Magistrate's Court at Milimani, seeking the continued detention of Rose Mbide Mulwa and Chris Mulwa. And the court granted us 21 days to enable us to complete this critical inquiry. On 7th of July 2026, while driving along Gong Road near Junction Mall, two unknown men on a motorcycle pointed a gun at the deceased and attempted to shoot her. She fled and reported the incident at Kilimani Police Station. The investigations remain active, intelligence-led, and forensic-led. Several additional leads are currently being pursued by our detectives, and the DCI is determined to identify, arrest, and bring to justice every person who played any role, whether as a financier, organizer, supplier of the firearm, the shooter, the rider, surveillance operative, or facilitator. We are also pursuing leads indicating that some of the suspects involved in this heinous crime may also be linked to the tragic drive-by shooting of lawyer Chalo Mbobo that took place on 9th September 2025 along Mbagathi Road. The Directorate of Criminal Investigations will stop at nothing to ensure that justice is fully served. No one, regardless of status, uniform, or influence, is above the law. Those who participated in this crime, those who supplied the weapon, those who financed it, those who coordinated, and those who have attempted to obstruct or mislead investigators will be held to account. We urge members of the public with any information that may assist these investigations to come forward through the established DCI channels, and all such information will be treated with the utmost confidentiality. Once again, I thank the media for your professionalism, and to the family of Dr. Victoria Mutiso, the full weight of the investigative machinery of the Republic of Kenya is behind the pursuit of justice for her. We will not rest until each and every person responsible faces the consequences of their actions. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, I wish to place on record my highest commendation to the team of officers drawn from Homicide Investigations Bureau, the National Police Forensic Laboratory, the Criminal Research and Intelligence Bureau, and other specialized units who have handled this complex and sensitive investigation very, very expeditiously. Their professionalism, courage, meticulous attention to forensic detail, and unwavering commitment to the pursuit of truth have been exemplary. In the face of a carefully planned and ruthlessly executed crime involving rogue elements within the service, these officers have demonstrated the very best of the National Police Service. And the National Police Service stands for that. Their work continues to uphold the integrity of the uniform and the confidence of the Kenyan people in the ability of the National Police Service to deliver justice without fear or favor. Thank you very much, and further updates will be provided as the investigation progresses.
Thank you, Director, for that press briefing. Maybe we are going to take 2-3 questions from the media members of for the state. 3 questions.
Sorry. I think you have seen what some politicians have said about the DCI operations in regard to this case, and in particular, Mr. Onyoro. I don't know what you have to say about that.
Next question.
Thank you, DCI. The killing of the lawyer, Mr. Mburu, earlier, why has it taken time to unveil who are the killers?
Thank you. The last question. Any other question? I've seen my brother Samuel talk.
I think yeah, Bwana Director, I know it's an opportunity to come to the DCI quarters because most of the time we don't get in here. So I would like to use my opportunity quite well. Thank you for the update, but also I had an update, another update that I also wanted you just to maybe add on. It's not related to this, but it's important. There's a case that we ran on NTV on our case, so we were following on the CEO for Delight, Mr. Imudia. And we just wanted to know probably where are we with the investigation, because we hear it's a little bit more. Or